Welcome, devoted fans of Days of Our Lives, to another electrifying deep dive brought to you by the passionate team at TV Days Drama Digest. Today, we're plunging headfirst into the heart of Salem's latest mystery, a tangled web of deception, identity swaps, and DiMera family drama that has us all on the edge of our seats. The burning question on everyone's minds: is the man we've welcomed back as Tonny DiMera truly the suave, sophisticated Count we know and love, or could it be his sinister doppelganger, Andre DiMera, pulling the wool over our eyes once again? Grab your coffee, settle in, and let's unravel this deliciously dramatic saga together, exploring every clue, twist, and shadowy motive that could point to one of the most shocking character switches in recent days' history. The return of a DiMera. Tonny or impostor? The DiMera family has long been the beating heart of intrigue in Salem, a dynasty synonymous with power, betrayal, and larger-than-life schemes. When news broke that Tonny DiMera, portrayed by the magnetic Theo Penglis, was returning to reclaim the DiMera Empire's assets from the clutches of Titan Industries, fans erupted with excitement. Tonny, the eldest son of the late Stefano DiMera, or so we thought, given the family's penchant for defying death, has always been a complex figure. A man torn between his loyalty to the DiMera legacy and his desire to rise above its darker impulses. His return promised a resurgence of classic days drama, with high-stakes corporate battles and personal vendettas. But as recent episodes have unfolded, a creeping unease has settled over the fandom. Something about this Tonny feels off. From the moment he stepped back into Salem, Tonny has been making moves that seem uncharacteristically ruthless, even for a DiMera. His calculated maneuvers to seize control of DiMera Enterprises, his icy exchanges with longtime allies like Anna Fredericks DiMera, and his cryptic, almost menacing demeanor have raised red flags. Could this be the Tonny we know, hardened by years of betrayal and loss? Or is it possible that Andre DiMera, Tonny's malevolent lookalike, presumed dead in 2018, has returned to wreak havoc under his cousin's identity? The possibility of an identity switch is sending shockwaves through the Days community, and we're here to dissect every clue that suggests Andre might be the one pulling the strings. A tale of two DiMeras, Tonny versus Andre. To understand why this theory holds so much weight, we need to revisit the storied history of Tonny and Andre DiMera, two characters so intertwined that even the most dedicated Days fans sometimes struggle to keep them apart. Both portrayed by the incomparable Theo Penglis, Tonny and Andre are like two sides of the same coin, one a refined, conflicted aristocrat, the other a cold-blooded schemer with a knack for chaos. Their shared history is a labyrinth of deception, imprisonment, and betrayal, making the idea of Andre impersonating Tonny not just plausible, but almost expected in the wild world of Salem. Tonny DiMera first arrived in Salem in 1981, a charismatic count with a mission to win back his estranged wife, Liz Chandler, and to scope out the town for his father, Stefano DiMera, who saw Salem as fertile ground for the DiMera family's nefarious ambitions. Tonny's early years were marked by passion and tragedy. His romance with Renee Dumonde was derailed by the devastating revelation that they were half-siblings, only for Tonny to later learn from his dying mother, Daphne DiMera, that he wasn't Stefano's biological son at all. This bombshell, confirmed by blood tests, freed Tonny from the DiMera bloodline, but didn't spare him from its curse. Over the years, Tonny's journey saw him evolve from a manipulative playboy to a man seeking redemption, often siding with the Brady family against his own kin in an effort to end the decades-long DiMera-Brady feud. Andre DiMera, on the other hand, is a different beast entirely. Introduced in 1983 as Stefano's nephew, Andre was revealed in 2015 to be Stefano's biological son, a ruthless operative who underwent plastic surgery to become Tonny's identical double. This transformation allowed Andre to impersonate Tonny for years, sowing chaos in Salem while the real Tonny languished in captivity on one of Stefano's remote islands. Andre's schemes were diabolical. He framed Roman Brady for the Salem slasher murders, orchestrated plane crashes, and even murdered Stefano's daughter Renee Dumond. His impersonations of Tonny were so convincing that for 2 decades, from 1993 to 2007, most of Salem believed Andre was Tonny, unaware that the real Count was stranded, a prisoner of his own family. The revelation in 2007 that Andre had been masquerading as Tonny shocked Salem and fans alike. When John Black, Marlena Evans, and Anna rescued Tonny from his island prison, it was a triumphant moment, but it also underscored the depths of Andre's treachery. Tonny's subsequent return to Salem was fraught with tension as he confronted Andre and Stefano, determined to reclaim his life. Tragically, Tonny's story seemed to end in 2009 when he fell to his death during a confrontation with Philip Kyriakis over a fuels project stolen from Titan. Yet, in true Days fashion, Tonny was revealed to be alive in 2019, having been saved by Kristen DiMera and Dr. Rolf's experimental treatments. His return was brief, and by 2023, Tonny and Anna were off traveling the world, leaving fans to wonder when or if he'd return. Andre, meanwhile, met a gruesome end in 2018, bludgeoned to death with Tonny's urn by Abby DiMera in a twisted act of irony. But in Salem, death is rarely final, especially for a DiMera. The timing of Tonny's latest return in 2025, coupled with his uncharacteristically cold demeanor, has sparked rampant speculation that Andre may have cheated death once again, donning Tonny's identity to seize control of the DiMera empire. The clues why Tonny might be Andre. Let's break down the evidence that has fans buzzing with suspicion. First, there's the matter of Tonny's behavior. The Tonny DiMera we know has softened over the years, his sharp edges dulled by love for Anna and a desire to distance himself from the DiMera family's criminal legacy. Yet, the man who returned to Salem in 2025 is all business, with a ruthless streak that feels more akin to Andre's playbook. His aggressive moves to wrest DiMera assets from Titan, once a Kyriakis stronghold, echo Andre's penchant for corporate warfare. In recent episodes, Tonny has been seen manipulating board members, issuing veiled threats, and dismissing Anna's concerns with a chilling detachment that feels foreign to Tonny's warm, if flawed, character. Then there's the dialogue. Sharp-eyed fans have noticed subtle shifts in Tonny's speech patterns. Tonny has always been articulate, with a refined, almost aristocratic cadence. Andre, by contrast, often laced his words with a biting sarcasm and a hint of menace. In a recent scene at the DiMera mansion, Tonny made a cryptic remark about reclaiming what's rightfully mine, delivered with a smirk that felt distinctly Andre-like. Could this be a deliberate clue from the writers, or are we reading too much into Theo Penglis' masterful performance? Another tantalizing hint comes from Anna Fredericks DiMera, Tonny's devoted wife. Anna has a history of sniffing out Andre's deceptions. She was the one who suspected something was amiss in 2007, leading to Tonny's rescue. In recent episodes, Anna's interactions with Tonny have been fraught with tension. Her sidelong glances and hesitant questions suggest she's picking up on something not quite right. In one particularly charged moment, Anna referenced their past, only for Tonny to brush it off with an uncharacteristic lack of sentimentality. For a couple whose love has weathered decades of turmoil, this disconnect is a glaring red flag. The DiMera family's history of resurrection adds fuel to the fire. Andre's 2018 death was dramatic, but hardly conclusive by Salem standards. Dr. Rolf, the mad scientist responsible for bringing countless characters back from the brink, has a track record of reviving DiMeras, including Tonny himself in 2019. Could Rolf have worked his magic on Andre, preparing him for a grand return? Posts on X have been abuzz with fan theories, with users like @Che94552 and @LakeFan since 1984 insisting that the man in the DiMera mansion is Andre, not Tony, citing his ice-cold demeanor and a mysterious trailer hinting at a lab and a figure in a white coat. Classic Rolf territory. The stakes: DiMera versus Titan. The battle for control of DiMera Enterprises and its assets, particularly those tied to Titan Industries, is at the heart of this storyline. Titan, long controlled by the Kyriakis family, has been a thorn in the DiMera side for decades. Tonny's 2009 death stemmed from a similar conflict, when he clashed with Philip Kyriakis over a fuels project. The parallels are striking. Tonny's current crusade to reclaim DiMera property from Titan feels like a continuation of that feud, but with a darker edge. Andre, with his history of corporate sabotage and willingness to play dirty, would be the perfect architect of such a scheme. His past attempts to undermine Titan, including buying 49% of the company in the 1990s while posing as Tonny, suggest he's no stranger to this game. The implications of an Andre impersonation are staggering. If Andre is indeed posing as Tonny, his endgame could extend beyond corporate conquest. Is he seeking revenge for his 2018 death? Is he working with an unseen ally, perhaps a resurrected Stefano or Kristen, to rebuild the DiMera empire? The involvement of Gabby Hernandez, who was seen with Tonny in a recent trailer, adds another layer of intrigue. Gabby's own history with the DiMeras is fraught, and her alignment with Tonny could signal a dangerous alliance. Fans on X have speculated that Andre's presence would explain the intensity of this partnership, as Tonny would likely be more cautious. The emotional fallout: Anna, Salem, and beyond. If Tonny is revealed to be Andre, the emotional fallout in Salem would be seismic. Anna, who has carried Tonny's urn and endured countless betrayals, would face yet another heartbreak. Her love for Tonny has been a cornerstone of her character, and discovering that her husband is an impostor could push her to the brink. The Brady family, already wary of the DiMeras, would be thrust back into the feud, with Roman, John, and Marlena likely leading the charge to expose Andre. The Kyriakis family, meanwhile, would double down on protecting Titan, potentially escalating the conflict into a full-blown war. For fans, the prospect of an Andre-Tonny switch is both thrilling and polarizing. Tonny's evolution into a beloved, if flawed, character has endeared him to many, and the idea of Andre tarnishing his legacy is a bitter pill. Yet, the drama of such a twist is quintessential Days of Our Lives, a show that thrives on shocking reveals and intricate family dynamics. The return of Theo Panglis, whether as Tonny or Andre, is a testament to his enduring talent and the show's commitment to its roots. His ability to embody both characters with distinct nuances keeps viewers guessing, and the writers have a golden opportunity to capitalize on this duality. What's next? Theories and predictions as we await the next episodes. The clues are mounting. The mysterious lab, the figure in the white coat, and the reference to father in the trailer all point to a larger conspiracy. Is Stefano DiMera, the Phoenix himself, orchestrating Andre's return from beyond the grave? Or is Kristen, with her own history of manipulating Tonny, pulling the strings? The possibility of Dr. Rolf's involvement cannot be ignored, given his track record of resurrecting DiMeras. The writers have hinted at a major reveal, and the fanbase is buzzing with anticipation. Our theory? Andre is indeed back, using Tonny's identity to infiltrate DiMera Enterprises and settle old scores. His alliance with Gabby could be a strategic move to destabilize Titan, while his interactions with Anna are a calculated performance to maintain the ruse. The real Tonny, we believe, is alive but once again a prisoner, perhaps in that very lab glimpsed in the trailer. The coming weeks will likely see Anna, with help from Marlena and John, unraveling the truth, leading to a dramatic confrontation that could redefine the DiMera legacy. Join the conversation. What do you think, Days fans? Is the man claiming to be Tonny DiMera the real deal, or is Andre DiMera playing his most dangerous game yet? Drop your theories in the comments, join us on social media, and let's keep the conversation going. Will Anna uncover the truth before it's too late? Can Salem survive another DiMera deception? We hope you enjoyed it and look forward to sharing more with you in the future. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe TV Days Drama Digest for more updates on Days of Our Lives.